used to from Farron down to Camelot. I used to whip up in my granny's pot. She asked my friends, was I? They said, no, be not. The line to a praying woman. The truth's a heavy burden and it's weighing on me. Red Doggies caught me slipping with the wailing on me. I went to calling out for Jesus like a reverend on me.
Coming up, it's week 2 of the National Football League, and we'll see the Texans and Browns square off for just the 12th time. Can Houston take an 8-4 lead in the series? We'll find out next.
First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. And they're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in off a good win on the road. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. The Texans ready to take over here on offense, and it's Deshaun Watson at the controls in his 5th season now in the NFL.
Another tremendous year in 2020 where he led the NFL with 4,823 passing yards. And remember, that was in the year after DeAndre Hopkins was traded to Arizona. Also had 33 touchdown passes against only 7 interceptions. A dynamic performer.
And right away, he lost the football. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. To throw is Watson. And that is incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's third down.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And Deshaun Watson, when you think about the toughest quarterbacks in the league to game plan against, he's got to be in your top 5, does he not?
And when you talk about game planning, putting him in the top 5, that's an easy call because he can make every throw. That's not an issue at all. He has great touch delivering the football. But that mobility, that added dimension, when he escapes the pocket and those receivers find their way open, short, medium, and long, he finds the right guy. Last but not least, his toughness. He can stand in the pocket, take a hit, and deliver.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
On first down, it's Watson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Here's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared. inside, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And for the first time, here comes the Cleveland Browns offense. Quarterbacked by Baker Mayfield, 4th-year man from Oklahoma.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right, and he'll just get rid of it. Well, this defense for the Texans, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Mayfield. He completes it to Beckham. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And this will be a Texans 1st down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 41, Watson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Yeah, that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. To throw, Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Mayfield now. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Now that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Mayfield looks to throw. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Nick Chubb saw his role kind of diminish in the passing game last year. His receptions went down from 36 to just 16. But let's be fair about this. He missed some time with a knee injury. And he also had Kareem Hunt in the backfield, who absorbed a lot of catches along the way. He's more than capable of adding to their passing game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jadeveon Clowney just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Texans football to start quarter 2. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down and 4, Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Schwartz. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get him.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Anthony Schwartz with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns add on to their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, Tremont Smith. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And that was a pleasing run from Phillip Lindsay coming over from the Denver Broncos to join now a crowded backfield with the Houston Texans. But why is it so crowded? Because they finished 31st in the league last year in rushing. And they're trying to find anyone who can lead them and get that.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. Room to run past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Play fake. Mayfield. And bringing it in right side here. Beckham. Little razzle-dazzle by OBJ. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play that time for Cleveland.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there. I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost, and now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Smith to return it. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Lindsey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On 2nd down, right back to Lindsey. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman, and have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And that will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they sequence things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. 9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
If your sympathies lie with the defense, you understand how tough it is for linebackers to run with a guy like this. He's going to slip out of the backfield and then work in the middle of the field. And sometimes those defenders get preoccupied with other people moving, and he finds open space and makes a nice play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. First down, Mayfield. And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper as the first half is winding down. And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
These two coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd and 5 now. Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
shedding the tackle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Touchdown, Browns! Odell Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is, just what you said, you've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Watson, off play action. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal?
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
It's caught. Beckham. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Mayfield tosses one complete to Landry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL. Off now, a loose football. The ball comes out. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Smith to return it. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 18. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
A lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
A run for Nick Chubb. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
61 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. Running right through him. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he gets it down to the 32. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And again, it's Chubb. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. 2nd and 16. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.